Alright, today we're going to do the 4A Final. This one's between Cartersville High School and Blessed Trinity. So we're going to jump right into this. No GPV feeds this week. We're going to go all huddle. Here we're going to have a really subtle illegal shift. I'm just going to play it from the beginning and see if you can catch where the illegal shift occurs. Alright, everyone see it? Where it's going to be is right here. This inside receiver right there behind the 50. When he goes up, that left tight end puts his hand down while the receiver is still in motion. So that is two players shifting. There's an illegal shift. It's very subtle, but the white hat did a great job of calling that. So now we got 9 plays where we want to watch. We want to go back and forth between the linebacker and the defensive end on possible illegal contact. So look at the top of the screen. This linebacker right here, as he goes in, this one you know this probably be a talking to. This is the 8th play of the game, so we're still early enough in the game where we can just talk to him. You know, it looks like I don't know if I would go as far as to say he's getting him below the waist, and it's not a direct hit. It looks like he's going down, and the blocker kind of meets him. So, but it should at least put this on our radar that this may be something he's going to be trying throughout the course of the game. But a few plays later, this is 25th play of the game. We're still going to look at the linebacker on an isolation play. This one's again is close. It looks like he's trying to go low. The blocker goes low as well and kind of meets him there. And one thing you also want to look at when you're officiating a game like this, you know, it's easy for us to look at the defender in this instance and kind of think, oh, you know, okay, he keeps trying to go low. But also got to watch the blocker. Is the blocker going low as well? And the defender's just going low to kind of meet him, where they're kind of meeting, both going low. You know, it's hard to tell a lot of times. Like in this instance, it looks like it's the defender that initiates going low, and the blocker is just going low to meet him there. But that's why we have to watch these plays. We have to watch the entire play and see it all the way through before we can make a judgment on that. This very next play, let's look at the right defensive end. Well, that's a very easy one. And the wing at the top of the screen calls that correctly. Yeah, when they go low like that and they just flip them over, I mean, that makes it easy for us. So again, good call. And again, this is one of those things where it kind of looks like the blocker is going low as well, but the defender definitely goes low first. You know, the blocker's probably just going low, just kind of meet him and protect himself. But you got that flip over, and that makes it very easy for us. Here we're going to watch the right defensive end again. This is a little this one's not as easy to call. You know, it looks like he goes low, but it's hard to tell if he's going low to absorb the block, or he's going low to take out the blocker, or if he's just, you know, kind of breaking down in anticipation of making this tackle right here. Either way, you know, you got to tackle in the backfield, and it's just, you know, it's also kind of a whiff. But it just kind of illustrates how hard some of these block below the waist are, how hard they are to call. And again, exemplifies the importance of seeing these plays all the way through. Look at the linebacker again. See that linebacker right here. Yeah, that one again, it's hard to tell. It looks like he really just kind of absorbs the blow. I don't think he's going low. I don't think he's going below the waist to block. It looks like he's just kind of breaking down and absorbing the block. So, you know, this is one of those where it's close. You definitely want it on your radar. Maybe you hold the flag on that one. Here we're going to have the left linebacker probably commits an illegal block below the waist or just illegal contact. But you got to tackle in the backfield, you know, and it's not a particularly dangerous block below the waist. So this one you would just let that go. But again, this contact's been occurring pretty much the whole game. You know, it's been marginal sometimes it's been there. It's just really just kind of emphasizes to watch these guys. Here we're going to have illegal contact by right there, that right defensive end coming in right here. He's going to go low and take out that blocker below the waist. And we correctly call it. Or it may have been a hold we called. Either way, there's a flag there. But you definitely got to block below the waist. Look at where he's throwing the flag. He's throwing the flag at the block below the waist. You also got a hold over here. So, call them both. Pick one. I was probably going to go with the block below the waist. But another one right here. He's going to kind of go in. That one's another one that's hard to tell. You know, is he going below the waist, or is he just trying to duck in here and make this tackle? You know, these are hard to tell. It's just to show you, when you have two good teams like this, like Cartersville and Blessed Trinity, these are two great teams. A lot of these calls are not easy. Look at the right defensive end again. Yeah, that one looks like he kind of whiffed it and then got him below the waist. Obviously, if we had some other angles, it would help. But we're just working on what we have now. But again, just showing all those kind of show we have two really good teams. These games it's hard to call games like this. It's hard to call particular plays like this. But you see the whole play through, and you call advantage, disadvantage, call safety. And those are the most important parts that we want to focus on when making those judgments. Let's look at the inside receiver, see if we have a case of OPI. Looking here. It looks close, but I would pass on OPI. When both players have a right to that space. The receiver has a right to his route, and the defensive back has a right to the space he's occupying. So you really just kind of have to use your judgment. Is his receiver purposely trying to make contact here and run him off this route? You definitely have the outside guy is definitely coming in toward the defensive back's area. But, you also have a defender who's just sitting there, not really moving. And the receiver doesn't really run off his route too much. Really you want to see it. If they make it obvious to you, by obviously going off their route to initiate the contact, obviously that's what we want. We want it easy like that, but it's not always going to be that easy. So this is one of those that it's hard to tell. It definitely looks like The defender might actually initiate the contact there. So it's one of those that is close. It's not blatantly obvious, so you will let it go. You know, if that was their intention, then it's just, well, good job, good execution, drawing that up. But, you know, we want it to be obvious when we're going to go OPI for screens and blocking and stuff like that. Here we're going to have good coverage on the pass in the end zone. It really makes it easy for us when we have 3. My only criticism here would be, you know, just like in a crew of 6, when you see that end line is threatened, let's move off of it if you're the back judge. Obviously, the field judge, side judge, you're going to stay on that pylon, the goal line, no matter what in a crew of 7. Back judges, go ahead and go down to this end line sooner. You know, in a situation like this, no, we don't, not really a need to have 2 looking in right here, especially when this play goes deep. So go ahead and kind of move earlier to that end line. Because since we have the 3rd deep official, it gives us a little more flexibility in being able to move that end line sooner. So that's my only criticism here, but a good job otherwise. Great job by the whenever you go in the Mercedes-Benz, I always get confused about who's line judge, field judge, but good job by this deep wing right here, getting in position, being still, following us all the way through. So this would be a little preemptive on one of the new rules this year. As you may have already seen, one of the new rules is you don't necessarily have to have 7 on the line anymore. You can't have more than 4 in the backfield though. And here we're going to have more than 4. Here we're going to have more than 4 in the backfield. So as of right now, we're good. We got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to come off. He's going to try to move back on, but he doesn't move back on. He doesn't really get back on the line. So now we got 5 in the backfield at the snap. Part of this is on him. Part of this is on us. He needs to be taught, and he does look toward the wing there. So I would like to know what the wing indicates. You know, is the wing indicating for him to move up on the line more, or is he telling him he's good? I would like him to be more on the line. He needs to be clearly on the line. Still got to be clearly on or clearly off. And he's not here. So, you know, if you're the wing there, tell him to move on up. And who knows? The wing may have told him to move up and he just didn't. It's certainly possible, but we definitely like to see him more on the line. And, you know, with the new rule that's coming in, you can't have more than 4 in the backfield. You know, a lot of times we just think the backfield is this being your backfield. So I don't really like the wording of 5 in the backfield because this counts. You know, so you can't have more than 4 off the line. So just preemptive for this coming 2019 season. Look at the top of the screen. Possible offsides. Remember offsides when the foot hits the ball. If it's a deep kick, if you have a player who has a foot down over the line, we want to flag it. It's hard to tell, but it looks like he may have a foot down over the line when foot hits the ball. So something to look out for there. Overall, the back judge mechanics in this game were pretty decent on scrimmage kicks. I would just in this one I would like be a little closer, back judge. Your depth is good. We want 5 yards. We want you 5 by 5. So a little bit closer to the receiver there. Then good job after the catch. Same thing here. Just a little bit closer this way. When we're all on the line, on the goal line that is, when all 3 deeps are on the goal line, the receiver moves up like this. Deep wings stay on the goal line, and the back judge comes up with the receiver, like he does here. Maybe come a little bit sooner. As soon as the receiver moves up, move up with them. You want to keep that 5x5 buffer. But good job of the other deep wings staying on the goal line. Again, that's what we want to do. Scrimmage kick, if we're all three on the goal line, if the receiver moves up to field the ball, these deep wings stay, back judge comes up with them. Try to keep that 5x5 if you can. So this play has some very odd optics on the mechanics, kind of lack of decision. We really would like the back judge to have some kind of input here, although he is kind of screened. But I mean, it's good positioning, good cushioning. It's just it just doesn't look great. Field just side judge, whichever one this is here, rather than going with an unofficial catch mechanic. First thing we want you to do is stop this clock, because whether we have a complete pass, incomplete pass, clock stops, right? So stop the clock, give the stop the clock signal. It also gives you an extra second or two to kind of process what you saw, that extra second or two can be crucial when trying to process plays like this. So when this happens, go ahead and stop the clock. Kind of process in your mind what's happening, and then if you have a catch, then we don't have to make a signal. If you have incomplete, then you can incomplete catch it. In fact, if you have an incomplete, you really don't have to get stop the clock signal necessarily. I just say that just in case you want to give yourself an extra second or two. But stop the clock. If you have a catch, just stop the clock, and then just communicate with a wing. Hey, I got a catch. That way he can come on down and mark the spot. You don't mark the spot unless it's inside the 2. And I really don't know if we have to have a conference with the wing here. So I don't know if the wing's in position to see this. Maybe he can offer some insight. But the guy you need to be, if you really want a conference with someone, the guy you need to be conference with is right here on the goal line. Your back judge is going to have the best view there. It was one of the biggest aspects of adding a back judge. Not necessarily we got that extra pair of eyes. That's what everyone kind of thinks. We got the extra pair of eyes to watch that. When you got 5 receivers, you can keep an eye on 5 receivers. The best positive of having a back judge is you have a guy with another angle and a second angle on pass plays like this. So we got our angle here, the side judge, which is an angle we would have had if crew was 6 anyway. But now we got an extra guy with another angle can come in and help out. So use that to your advantage. I don't know if he necessarily could have helped in here the way, he may have been able to help you to see if there's a bobble or anything, or if the ball's coming loose. He can help there, but the back judge is the guy you should have been talking to here, not necessarily the wing. But it's not. I'm not saying we got this wrong. It's hard to tell. It just looks odd. It doesn't look great. Watch the right tackle, the point of attack. It was a hold that was correctly called. You can see he just kind of wraps him around and restricts his movement. Good call there. Good job. Actually, it might have been the right. Did I say right tackle? Yeah, right tackle. Good job there. So he gets the arm around his chest. It really restricts his movement. Mid takedown tackle by the left guard. Just going to take him down. So that would be another hold. They're running eligible downfield right in front of the umpire. In a perfect world, umpire can make this call. But we did call. We did do the call. I think the wing got it. So either way, as long as we get it, that's fine. So it's a good example of an eligible downfield right there. And then last play. It's a good example of how emotion will cause us to change our change our keys. So you got 3 to the side. So he's going to be your deep. He's your wings key. He's your back judge key. So when you have motion, our keys are going to be a snapshot at the snap. So the snap, our keys haven't changed, right? The change happens after the snap. So you got to change them real quick. So now the back judge is going to take this guy. Deep will take this guy. Wing's going to take this guy on the flats. And the pass is thrown to the back judge's key. So in a crew of 7, like this is just a good example of how motion can kind of affect your keys. It's not going to affect your key initially right off the bat, because remember we take a snapshot of the snap. But right after the snap, now our keys are all changed up. So crew of 7, you gotta stay a little more engaged with what's going on. That's it. Plays. There's one play I want to talk about. I just didn't pull it. It was on the GPV feed. There was a deep pass down the sideline. I think Cartersville was on offense. The receiver stepped out of bounds, came back in and caught the pass, and we correctly ruled that it was illegal participation. In that play, the deep guy took his hat off and threw it on the sideline. Now, that is not a official sanctioned NFHS mechanic or even a GHSA mechanic, but in GHSA we do allow that as an optional mechanic for the deep officials. And I like it. It just kind of shows everyone, yeah, I saw him go out of bounds. I know he went out of bounds. And also helps, we have a hat on the ground, and then the receiver catches the ball, and then we also got a flag. Now we immediately know what the flag most likely is. So it helps that too. It just kind of helps, the other officials who see a hat and a flag, and there's a completed pass, kind of know what the flag is going to be now. So it speeds that up. Hopefully it helps the coaches out too. Now they already know what the flag is. So it is a good mechanic to have. I know it's not an official GHSA mechanic, but please feel free to use it. That's it for the 4A game. Back in a couple of weeks for the 5A.